Study guys, my name is Arnimane and welcome to another episode of my top 5, and this week's episode is suggested by Egthin324, who suggests that I list off my top 5 favorite movies. But before I get into that, I just want to say, if you do enjoy this series, feel free to leave a like rating. And of course, if you missed any of the other episodes, you can click on the link in the description below, take you to the entire playlist. And if you have any suggestions for future episodes of my top 5, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. And without further ado, let's get on the way to our list. Coming in at number 5 is A Night at the Roxbury. Now, I love stupid comedy movies. And when I say comedy movies, I mean movies stupid comedy movies as in like movies that just don't make sense. The plot is ridiculous, the characters are ridiculous, and so on and so forth. I love them to death, but for them to make it onto my top 5, I think that they're really extremely funny. And not to mention, this movie here has a lot of sentimental value, I guess you could say. This is a movie that myself, my brother, my best friend Dean, also known as Harp Toad, we like grew up, we like worshiped this movie, we loved it to death, and we think it's fucking hilarious. But it's a movie that was released in 1998, and it stars people such as Will Ferrell, Chris Kattan, and Molly Shannon, and also has an uncredited role from Chaz Palminteri, who you may know is going to be one of the characters playing in Mob of the Dead, so that's pretty fucking cool. But he plays as Mr. Zadir, and it's basically about these two brothers, Steve and Doug Putabi, who are, you know, frequent club hoppers, and they're trying to set up their own nightclub. So they're trying to get, looking for a business partner to help start up their own nightclubs, and they're always thinking about, nightclub ideas and trying to be original and all that stuff. And it's really, really funny because, you know, they come across two gold diggers who think that they are in the money because they're talking to Mr. Zadir. But lo and behold, they're actually not. And things go awry, and this movie is just absolutely incredible. And in case you guys didn't know, this movie is based on the long-running Saturday Night Live television skit called The Roxbury Guys, I believe it was called. But this is one of those movies that it definitely do enjoy. I've watched it many, many times, and the jokes in it never get old. If you see this movie, and you will understand me probably 90% more. But let's move on to number 4. Coming in at number 4 is Interview with the Vampire, The Vampire Chronicles. Now, this movie is based on the 1976 novel called Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. The film focuses on Lestat and Louis, who, beginning with Louis' transformation into a vampire by Lestat, and the film kind of like chronicles their time together and of them turning a 12-year-old girl, Claudia, into a vampire. And I just think that collectively this movie, I don't know, I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's the dark atmosphere that I enjoy about it, and the quarrels that these two have together are really entertaining for me. Now, the movie, I want to say, is kind of loosely based on the novel. There are a lot of things in the novel that doesn't actually happen in the movie, but it's like that with any novel to movie that's out there. Like they did it with Harry Potter and blah blah blah. But anyways, the film stars Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, and a very young Kirsten Dunst, as well as Antonio Banderas and Stephen Rea co-starring. And the movie came out in 1994 to a very, very positive critical acclaim, which is freaking awesome. I mean, even Kirsten Dunst was nominated for a Golden Globe. I don't remember how old she was, but she's like really young. But we're going to move on to number 3. Coming in at number 3 is Equilibrium. Equilibrium was released in 2002, and it stars Christian Bale and Emily Watson. The film follows John Preston, who is played by Christian Bale, and he is a warrior priest and enforcement officer in a future dystopia where both feelings and artistic expressions are illegal. It is outlawed, and citizens take daily injections of drugs to suppress their emotions. But eventually, he accidentally misses one of his doses, and Preston begins to experience emotions, which then makes him question his own morality, while attempting to remain undetected by the suspicious society in which he lives. He eventually starts to aid a resistance movement against the law, more or less, the people who are forcing them to take these daily drugs, and he helps them with his advanced martial arts, which he learned while being trained for being an enforcement officer slash warrior priest, which then which he was taught serving them, blah blah blah. So I don't know. I don't know why this movie is like really really good. I find the story is very interesting, just mainly because of the fact that it's. I don't know. I find it different. It always makes me question. What if the world actually was like that, where we had to take a drug and there was no emotion in this world whatsoever, and I don't know. This, like I said, this movie has like a really Matrix feel to it, and I really do enjoy the Matrix movies. But I didn't include the Matrix on this list just because. If there was anyone, it would be the first one, and that would probably be number 6. But anyways, let's move on to number 2. Coming in at number 2 is The Boondock Saints. Boondock Saints is a 1999 action film which stars Sean Patrick Flanery, William Dafoe, as well as Norman Reedus. If you don't know who Norman Reedus is, he plays Daryl in The Walking Dead. I'm sure you all know who that is. Sean and Norman play fraternal twins Connor and Murphy McManus. I always fuck that name up. But anyways, they become vigilantes after killing 2 members of the Russian mafia in self-defense. After they both experience an epiphany, the brothers then, together with one of their friends, set out to rid their home city of Boston of crime and evil, all while being pursued by, the police, the FBI agents, and blah blah blah. And one of them, which is William Dafoe. I really like this movie. I thought it was like it has a nice mixture of action and comedy as well. I remember there's a part in it where they blow up they accidentally kill a cat, and then one of the friends is just asked if he's dead, while there's blood all splattered all over the wall, blood and guts and everything. But I just find this movie to be just really entertaining to see these 2, or rather 3 characters. Just trying to save, I guess you could say, their home city and whatnot. But it's really, really entertaining for me. But let's move on to our grand number 1. Coming in at number 1 is V for Vendetta. It is a 2005 action thriller which is based on the 1982 comic book of the same name. It is set in London in a near future dystopian society. Hugo Weaving plays V, who is a bold, charismatic freedom fighter attempting to ignite a revolution against a brutal fascist regime led by Adam Sutler, who is played by John Hurt, that has subjugated his country. Natalie Portman plays Evie, who is a working class girl caught up in V's mission, and Stephen Rea, who played in number 5, not number 5, number 4, Interview with the Vampire, blah blah blah, who portrays a detective leading a despite quest to stop V. I don't know, like this movie is, I just find it to be very inspirational, I guess you could say. Just seeing one person, or in this case 2 people, stand up and rebel against something that is wrong. I don't know what it is, but there's something about these kind of movies, because you saw that with Equilibrium, something about a future that doesn't really exist, and just making me wonder what if the world is like that. And those are the kind of movies that really do really like sparks my interest, as you saw that with Equilibrium, as well as V for Vendetta. And that's basically why I love this movie. I think that Hugo Weaving did a great job playing as V, and Natalie Portman did an outstanding job playing as Evie. I mean, at one point she even does, like, legitly, real life, shaves her head for this movie. That's fucking awesome. But anyways, guys, that's it for this episode of my top 5. Feel free to leave your suggestions down in the comments section below. If you did enjoy this video, hit that like button for me, and as always, stay dirty.